What's up, my boys?
Boys!
It is 2020.
Yes!
And therefore we want to make a little video about the year that went past.
So we've had a lot of experiences this year here in Portugal, and we want to emphasize the 10 best, just to sort of wrap the year in a beautiful package.
The first amazing experience that we had last year was already in January, where we did a live stream where you guys donated 1,200 euros. Ja, vi har tjent 8.000 danske kroner. Tænk, at folk gider at gøre det.
Det er det sygeste, jeg nogensinde har prøvet.
Vi skal give dem et eller andet godt.
Yeah. From the live stream to Azores the next day, I think it was like 10 hours.
Yep.
I can't believe we booked everything so fast. And 4 nights in São Miguel, the main island of Azores.
And it was absolutely amazing. The nature there was insane. We got spoiled. We even got great food despite we were on keto.
Joen, you are so immature, you are.
Being there was such a unique experience. It's just in the middle of the ocean and away from everything, and there you have this little green oasis.
You feel like you were part of the movie. What is the name of the movie? Avatar.
Avatar. Yeah, Avatar.
It was
yeah.
a bit like being an Avatar. It was
Yeah.
so beautiful.
2019 was the year where we became true football fans. In 2019 we basically saw... Hvad tænker du?
Jeg prøver at holde det.
2019 was a year... Ej, hvor det griner, hva'? Vil du være med, eller hvad?
Ja, jeg kan være med.
Becoming part of the Portuguese football culture was a thing we didn't think we would appreciate that this much, but it turns out that it's been some of the best experiences living here in Portugal. And in 2019 we attended the most important games of the entire year. It was Porto Benfica, when Benfica basically won the title. It was Final de Taça, the most crazy match
Ever.
And the Super Taça, where Benfica just ravaged Sporting. And then when Porto won against Benfica here in the autumn. It's just so much fun to see these matches, and it's a combination of the atmosphere, all the crazy people, but also actually the football.
A thing that I knew that I would love in 2019 was decorating our apartment and get it ready to be a proper home.
Getting to that point from moving to Portugal with basically literally no furniture.
And no knowledge about how to get them, how to get painters, how to get electricity, how to get all these things.
Yeah.
And then to get to the point where you come home and you feel at home.
Yeah, that was a big victory, and even though we are in a new apartment now, we are getting even more comfortable in our home and even more closer to the perfect home. 2019 was also the year where we fell in love with the Portuguese food culture. For me, the highlight of this dish is the mashed potatoes that just absorbs all the sauces.
And that happened because we went on so many food tours. We really got in depth with the Portuguese cuisine, both the food that you get around Lisbon, the seafood, the food from the north and the food from the south. In general, we have had so much good food. And it is really difficult to pick your favorite dish when you are in Portugal. But I think my favorite is the arroz de pato. What is yours then?
I don't know. Alheiras, when we went to northern Portugal, we had the best alheiras. Oh my god, it was so amazing. But also the migas when we went on the Alentejo food tour recently.
And the bochechas, or what you call them?
Bochechas no forno or no porco.
No forno.
Yeah.
Or no forno. In stone oven or clay or whatever.
Yeah, but they're called like pork cheeks bochechas.
Yeah, bochechas. So you don't have to make them in the oven.
But you make like calf, like veal cheeks.
Yeah, they are just as good.
That's why you have to say that it's bochechas no porco.
No, because it's not necessarily that. It's both.
It's like saying vanilla ice cream and strawberry ice cream. It's both ice cream.
Yeah, and I like ice cream.
I think arroz de pato for me as well, if it's Amalie who makes it.
So one of the absolutely best weeks of 2019 were our week on Madeira.
Madeira.
We had an absolutely amazing trip. It was the perfect combination of amazing nature, perfect weather,
And bam, we're here.
food that was out of this world. I could literally live from it.
It looks amazing and it tastes amazing.
Then
La
you had-
Paz.
Yeah, that was so good. And then you had the people.
The people were suspiciously friendly, but usually it is like that on islands, I've noticed. It's
Yeah.
like people who live on islands, they have a lot less worry in their life.
And usually they are much more passionate about what they actually do. Just like Nuno.
The color itself, it says rock and roll, orange rock and roll. It opens up your creativity. We say Madeira Island always been a place like a world lab.
For me, it was almost the best week of our last 3 years entirely of traveling.
Yeah, it was a really good week.
So that's why we're eager to come back, which we will in this year.
Definitely. And right after coming back from Madeira, we actually hit a milestone by being invited on this influencer trip to the northern part of Portugal.
Both the experience of suddenly becoming part of the influencer network, but also going to northern Portugal was a combined experience that
It was amazing.
It was just so nice to see Portugal from a Portuguese perspective.
Vai para cima, vai para baixo, vai ao centro e vai para dentro.
You know, where everything you did was truly Portuguese, and we really got to experience that in terms of the food.
We ate at this little restaurant that was almost like a little house, and you entered the restaurant by the kitchen where the mothers, they were cooking over an open fire.
Indoor
And-
cold grill. I think it was the best like Portuguese meal I've had, and the surroundings was just amazing.
Yeah. We also had a lot of great wine on that tour, and we actually got a lot of new knowledge about the wine.
This is the conclusive example on our almost year-long ignorance in terms of green wine, because this is red green wine, and that doesn't really make any sense, does it? It's
So-
not green wine. It's
so-
not green wine.
So we learned a lot, and we want to do it again, Marco.
Marco, send a new invite. This is the biggest honor we've had as YouTubers, getting invited on a trip like this, because for 200 videos, no one cared about it. Another experience that was, you know, a top 10, if not top 3 experience was going to the 2 biggest festivals in Portugal. Santo Antonio
Quando vi essa morena, confesso, me apaixonei.
and Sao João.
Mais álcool! Mais álcool! Close it! Sao João is pretty good.
I think for me that is some of the best days we have had since we moved to Portugal. It was so much fun. It was very interesting to see how the Portuguese people party. They kept like a lot of traditions with the plastic hammers
Quirky,
and Sao João.
quirky
quite
traditions.
Olha, olha! Olha os teus doentes!
did decorate the entire streets with beautiful decorations. It's like stepping into a different world when you are there.
All care and worry disappears,
Completely.
and you can do whatever you want without people judging you, and that's a big deal for me. Did 2019 have other nice experiences?
Yes, it did.
Oh yeah? Tell them.
We've been before, and we wanted to check out if Algarve was actually just for, you know, fat British tourists, or if it were a place of charm. And boy, did we get surprised.
We know it's beautiful down there, but we were more looking for the charm of Algarve, because that's what we have fallen in love with here in Lisbon and Alentejo in northern Portugal. So we were pleasantly surprised with Tavira, which is one of the most charming little towns we've been to here in Portugal, but also Olhão. And do you remember when we went to the Maldives of Portugal? We made a video about that.
Ilha do Amona.
Amona, yeah.
Yeah, that was absolutely stunning. It was like walking into the Bahamas of Europe.
And it was like 7 minutes boat ride from the shore.
This was where all the Portuguese goes for vacation. You didn't really see any tourists. It was mostly Portuguese speaking
French people there as well.
I didn't see
but they're
that.
everywhere here in Portugal.
In Algarve, we also saw the coastline from the water.
Yeah.
Because we went on a yacht trip.
Somewhere in the back of my mind, you were there.
I think they only surprised me because
I knew it, but I was surprised on a sunbed in a hotel, and I couldn't show my affection because Joen was about to get surprised in the same evening.
Are you kidding me?
Stop swearing, Mokriad.
What are you talking about? This is crazy.
I remember how tranquil it was just sitting there watching the sunset, sipping champagne.
Oh my god, and just I want a yak someday. But when you're sitting there on a boat and drinking champagne and looking into the shore of Algarve, you really get to appreciate how amazing this place is. One day when we get money, we will do that again. But if we don't get money, we can just continue with the stand-up paddleboarding, which was
basically sit-down paddleboarding.
Yeah,
it wasn't
but-
stand-up paddleboarding.
I'm tired. I want to get some lunch and a beer or a bottle of wine.
But we went seeing the caves like no tourists, because we're with our good friend. That was another experience, and generally I think Algarve, just as the 4 or 5 days we had there together,
It made us realize how amazing Algarve is.
yeah.
One of our last experiences of 2019 were going on a wine tour in Alentejo, which is kind of a tradition of ours because we also did it in 2018.
Not a wine tour, Amalie, a wine trip.
You were surrounded by animals.
Deers.
Ostrich, deers, you know, the kind of animals you wouldn't expect seeing
It was like a
here.
children's zoo.
Kan de godt bide min finger af? Kan de godt bide den af? Virkelig? Men det kan jeg jo ikke gennem det.
There is just something about being in Alentejo and you're just embraced by pristine nature, birds chiseling and endless wine, of course. And that's why so far I think Alentejo is a favorite region of ours here in Portugal, because
At least in the winter.
yeah, there's just something about it. I don't know what it is.
So green and so tranquil.
You should go experience it yourself, because it will be a top 10 experience for you as well. And Amalie, speaking of
Top 10 experiences.
we're at the last one.
Which should be number 1 on the list in terms of the most exciting thing we have done in 2019.
Because back in April, we
April the 16th.
really we surpassed 10,000 subscribers. Yes! To PewDiePie, that might not be a big deal, but for us, after 2 years of making videos every second or third day,
Struggling with it.
it was just a liberation that finally we were on course. And now, 6-7 months later, we are at the good side of 30,000 subscribers. And another milestone of this year already is that we are getting featured on ATP1, the 14th of January at 9 o'clock. The program is called Otras Historias. But guys, thank you for following us, and you complete me.
Thank you so much, guys. Obrigada por ver no vídeo.
Até logo.
Até logo. Tchau, tchau.